We come not in rage, but with the spoken word on the stage. Lend your ear and realize knowledge is like merchandise. From the griots of an ancient time, this OM ain't no nursery rhyme. Are you in line? Much to define, a living proof and much sublime. Dedicated to the poets who proclaim the word and never get static with the pen to page. We come of age with every phase.
I always felt that there was a need for poetry and for the oral tradition, respecting very much the oral tradition of my forefathers, and therefore I put the pen to the page and from the page to the stage.
Copulating reggae, jazz and blues, we've got the clue. As we soak your soul, you'll never grow old. Let your beauty unfold within.
In the tradition, it's basically about what poetry is all about. And as I said in the poem, copulating reggae, jazz and blues, we've got the clue. As we soak your soul, you'll never grow old. Let the beauty unfold within.
I think it's the most daring thing of all, really, to come just with your own ideas in your own words, one person, and take control of an audience. I think it's brilliant. And what we've been doing during the day is to raise questions about the nature of English. We're doing English, these are all English A-level students, and we don't want them to be too narrow, you know, we don't want them to be just only the narrow canon of English literature. We want to just open their eyes and question and say, well, what are we doing? What is our brief? What's the subject to study?
But are there any questions that you'd like to ask at this point? Gentlemen, yes.
Are you just inspired by things around you that make you just write what you feel? You just like write whatever's in your mind at the time?
Yeah, I think that it's what's influenced you the most. Because there's things that you would just say, okay, I want to write poems today, and maybe I can stay 24 hours without even writing 2 words, because it just don't come. But sometimes things just come, and most of the times it's when you least expect it. So you can be walking, and obviously you get the feel, and it's much better that way, because it's you can have the feel, and you're not restricted by the pen and the paper. So most of the times it's inside, and then you put it out on paper after. And so the time is nigh for the poet in the 90s. Can't you see we're moving along our homeward bound? So listen to this sound. Every second, minute, every hour are gonna give you more power. With no hocus pocus, keep you in focus with the news, the views, to the cruise.
Well, I thought that his ideas were fresh. You know, it's a different approach to what I'm used to. At first I was a bit sort of held back from what I thought it would be. I didn't think I'd like it. But especially when I found out that he's blues and jazz orientated, I really enjoyed it. And his words were just refreshing. You could either listen to the words or just, he had a kind of soothing melodic voice which you could just let take over.
We wanted somebody who would stimulate the students, who would be new, questioning, provocative maybe. And that's exactly what they got, and they were very enthusiastic.
Express yourself, the master key, can't you see? I'm back in motion across the ocean, educating, entertaining, more stimulating. Lack no facts, we're on the right track, a positive message. This mission gotta carry on my poetry to memory in harmony in the tradition. Thank you.